Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, art history enthusiasts and visual culture aficionados and shiners. It's me again, Miss M, and I'm back with yet another video. Today, I wanted to pick up where I left off with this video. I did Coffee Break, The Shining, Viewer Mail, Part 4. Today's going to be Part 5 because there's a couple of videos I didn't get to that I wanted to get to, but I went a little over 2 hours with this last video. And I just couldn't bring myself to do any more. I didn't want to torture you for that long. So here I am again. This is more torture, but not more than 2 hours, hopefully. And what I'm going to do today is get through this one. There's a couple of shining comments here in this video, because this was a video about The Shining, okay, as you can see. And I'm going to do the comments on this video, Understanding The Shining Part 9, What's Up, Doc? And if I have time, I'm going to do the comments, which for my videos, there's a good number of comments for this one that I did the other day, Viewer Mail Part 4. So, I will get into it shortly. I want to welcome you back if you're a returning viewer. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, thank you for being new subscribers. All 331 of you, thank you for subscribing. And all of you, whoever's watching, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you know somebody who might enjoy this. I might have to take a break soon. It's going to be a real choppy video, but gonna, get into it shortly. I just did the church announcements, got that out the way, and I'm going to get right into the comments and reading and responding and so on and so forth. So go and get a cup of coffee, tea, soda, whatever you're into, and get comfortable. It might be another long one, so hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. Oh, this damn thing, sorry. Oh, I hope this doesn't end up being one of those videos. But listen, y'all. Listen. Thank you for all the awesome comments on the last video, on the Part 4, this one, with Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn Constable. She's making all of this up out of motion pictures. Sometimes I think that's how people look at me and think of me. But I want to, my community page too. I left the thing here, Tankard, right there. AFI tribute to Jack Nicholson excerpt with S. Duval. It's a really cute video. I hope you look at it. I hope you all look at it. It's adorable. So here we go. Let me get into it. Like I said, I've been thinking a lot about this movie. I mean, I think about it often. But today and yesterday, like since doing the Part 4, which was how long ago? 1 day ago. Okay. I've been reviewing the movie, and I think I've gotten some like breakthroughs, which again, I will save it for when I get to that part of the movie. 2 words. Colorado Lounge. I think that might be the key. I think that might be, maybe not, I don't know if it's the key, but one of them, possibly, for figuring out, like, what the hell is going on. I looked at every scene tonight that had to do with the Colorado Lounge, from the last day of the, or rather the closing day for the hotel, all the way up through the scene, the climactic scene with the staircase and the baseball bat and everything. I think I found something that nobody's noticed before, but I'm gonna keep it to myself because, it'd be dangerous in these shining streets. But you guys, let me get into it. I forgot to get through this one. Happy New Year. More Shining and Kill Bill stuff for you. This is the one where I showed the blog with the Polaroids. Yeah. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 13, lucky number 13 comments. Here we go. First one from Boxy. Happy New Year, Miss Sam. Yes, I am listening. Thank you. Oh, Happy New Year to you too, Boxy. Happy, like, regular New Year and Chinese New Year. So, you guys, it's going to be a heck of a year, the year of the rabbit, like I said in the other video. Ron Walker writes, oh boy. This looks like it's going to be interesting. As you might know, the retired Bavarian Pope Ratzinger / Benedict that just died on the last day of 2022 was born on Barry Nelson's 10th birthday. Barry is in The Shining because he's the first iteration of James Bond years before Sean Connery stars in Dr. No. The 2-minute scene Kubrick cut from the end of the movie, but existed on May 23rd, 1980, makes clear that Stuart Ullman understands suggestion and synchronicity, thus driving Jack insane in a plot to steal Wendy and Danny and take them with him to the California coast to prey on them further. The last Italian Pope, John Paul I, with the curious reign of 33 days, died 237 days before the 42nd anniversary of the death of John D. Rockefeller. 2 times 3 times 7 equals 42. Okay. There are 42 American gallons in a barrel of oil, the world standard measurement of oil. Mr. Rockefeller, who lights the homes of the late 19th century with his shining kerosene, dies May 23rd, 1937. That was exactly 237 weeks before the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. The USA had cut off their oil supply. Okay, this is interesting. John Paul I dies September 28th, 1978, at 237 days, arrive at May 23rd, 1979, 1 year before Kubrick releases his masterwork. Remember, these events in Rome are occurring concurrently with the filming of the movie. That is extremely interesting. Oh my goodness. John Paul I dies on the 87th anniversary of the death of Herman Melville. Melville's masterwork, Moby Dick, is also about oil, whale oil. If you can point to one man who ultimately saved the whales, it was John D. Rockefeller and his refining of what is properly called in English rock oil. On the first day of 2023, Lula da Silva becomes President of Brazil. Lula da Silva was born exactly 87 years after Teddy Roosevelt was born. Teddy might have made it to his 87th birthday in 1945, but his life was cut short in the Amazon basin on the River of Doubt, tropical diseases sapping his health. Anyway, this is getting long. The Shining is a 12-lane highway into the occult world. I would urge caution and to buckle up. Peace. Oh, thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate this comment, and there's a lot of interesting information here. I can't deny that. How it all fits together, my brain is having a tough time processing all of this. I see you touch on the number 237 a couple of times, and you do some math, and you do some addition and subtraction and multiplication and etc. I don't know what to make of this, but I am intrigued. I definitely am intrigued. Juzu replies to Ron Walker. Somehow I feel you are into crypto K. If you want a fun surprise, look how many spikes there are on the long stairway over the Torrance's suite when Wendy brings breakfast. Then look how many poles there are on the front, how many spikes there are on the left side of the chair and on the right side of the chair. The spikes on the long stairway go highest, thus it's the year. The poles are the second highest, thus it's the month. Then the spikes on the left of the chair are not blocked by anything, thus they are the tens of days. Then the spike on the right side are the single days. Also, there's 20 steps to the next floor. Those go the highest. So these steps are like centuries. Interesting. Thus you get the total whole date. After you get the date, then look around the color scheme of the hallway. Wendy's outfit, the hallway, where the twins are murdered. The color of the twins. It's everywhere. There's so much more evidence of this thing, but I think that's the most interesting thus far. Though I would also pay attention to the Robertson milk cart. Why are we focusing on it? Why there's the same milk cart on the Overlook Hotel, and what that scene actually tries to tell, where Wendy is watching the TV. Oh my. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, jeez. Let me think. Oh Lord. This is a lot. This is a lot for me. My brain, I never claimed to be smart. No. I don't know if I can handle all of this. This is the most insane film ever made. Also, why are we focusing on 42 in this film and 21? When was The Shining released? What happened in 21 and 42 years after its release? Oh boy. Well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Oh no. No. Wait a minute. It was released in 1980. 80 and 20 is, 2000. 2001. Okay, we know what happened in 2001. 42 years after its release. Oh. 42 years. That was last year. 2022. What happened? I want to know. What happened last year that is significant to The Shining? You're giving me a lot to think about, Juzu. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to think about this. What happened 42 years after 1980 that is significant somehow to whatever happened 21 years after it was released in 1980? Oh, good heavens. Okay. I gotta think about that. Thanks again, Juzu. More Shining and Kill Bill stuff for us. That's a proper way to kick off the year. Happy 2023 to you, Miss M. Your work is wonderful and greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Gary. I appreciate your comments so much. Thank you. Anno. Hello, Anno. Anno Domini. About the Tancred of Tales Shining Inspirations videos, I've seen those 3 mentioned in the description: Phantom Carriage, Persona, and most recently Images. And if you check his reply to my comment about Images, he suggested more movies like 3 Women with Shelley Duvall. Yes. So Tancred is doing an amazing job with his analysis of this, and kind of he's trying to figure out like what movies Stanley Kubrick was referencing in The Shining, and I am totally on board with his theory about Stanley referencing these movies for whatever reason. Like, I think one of them, Tancred, I think Persona, and possibly Images too, it has to do in some way, shape, or form with mental illness. 3 Women with Shelley Duvall. Maybe, 3 Women, she was, pretty well known for that movie. And maybe that speaks to Wendy's possible multiple personality situation or disorder or whatever. And if that is 3 women, if it's like 3 Wendy's, like Winnie, Winifred, and Freddie, or Winnie, Freddie, and Wendy, or whatever, that would actually kind of go with. I hope you all are listening, Anno and Tancred and everybody that I communicate with regularly. Like I said, I watched the scenes that have to do with the Colorado Lounge in the movie, where the Colorado Lounge is the setting of the scene. And the 3 women thing, 3 Wendy's. Oh boy. if I'm right about this Colorado Lounge thing, which I'm going to keep to my damn self until I'm ready to tell you. When we get to that part, the first, shouldn't be too long, but the first time in the movie that we see the Colorado Lounge after closing day, when Wendy and Jack have their little exchange while he's typing, everybody's focused on that chair behind Jack in that scene. And they should be. Of course, they should be. But there's more. There's so much more. I'll talk about it when I get to it. Can't wait. This is making me want to speed up my video production with regard to the Shining videos to get as quickly as I can to part 10, part 11, part 12. Hopefully I'll avoid another copyright claim. The bullshittery. Oh, the bullhunkery of this. This is, in my opinion, they gave me a copyright claim, and it's completely unwarranted. Completely unwarranted. I don't know how it happened, but whatever. Ugh. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let me not be bitter. Thank you for your comment, Anno Dominic. Stay tuned for my Colorado Lounge hypothesis. Okay, Steve M. Watched Fritz Lang's M over the holidays. I would suggest the German version with subtitles over other version. Definitely. Steve M. Thank you. And yes, it makes me so happy because I remember I was really into watching film noir for a little while. I guess it qualifies as film noir. And I just thought, wow, this is a masterpiece by Fritz Lang. So I don't know if I should give you homework. Required viewing. For school it's required reading, but for this required viewing. Maybe we should all, okay, everybody, get your notepads out and write this down. Everybody, we have to watch Phantom Carriage, Persona, Images, and Three Women. Okay, and M. Fritz Lang, M. Which other ones is he? Oh, The Haunting of Hill House, and what did I say? Kurosawa earlier on, the insect woman. Yeah. So let's get to it, y'all. Is PokeChamp looking forward? Thank you, PokeChamp, and thank you, Steve M. Anno Domini, thanks for mentioning the Kill Bill reference. Yes, of course I mentioned them. They are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anno Domini. I think you've dropped me some more links. And you've emailed me a couple links. Did I even? Oh my God, I've been so busy lately. I maybe I looked at it and just thought, okay, I'll get to it later, and later never happened. Yeah. Oh, I have to look at it again. But thank you so much. Tankard, wow, supernatural dream poster. Yeah, right. In Halloran's bedroom in Florida. I think it's Miami. Not sure. And that I am telling y'all. Halloran's bedroom that we see in the movie, it makes no freaking sense whatsoever. Because, like I said, I pointed it out in part 9. Where is it? Part 9, or actually over here. I'm gonna read the. Where did I? Hold on. Let me show you. There he is. There he is. Do we get to see it? I make a point of mentioning it too. I just don't remember where I saw it. But I make a point of mentioning that Halloran, and I think you can see it. It's glimmering on his finger. Look, he seems to be wearing a wedding ring. Okay? So, I don't know if he's a widower or divorced, but if you were divorced, why would you wear a ring? If he's a married man, what woman in her right mind? I would never, by the way. What woman in her right mind would let her husband, boyfriend, if they live together, how let him have those naked lady posters in the bedroom? No. And no. Absolutely not. Maybe I'm a little too much, but that's how I feel. No, you're not. You're not keeping naked lady posters in the bedroom. I am so sorry. Um, husband, no way in hell. Um, but, you know, no, just flat out no. I guess that's why they make their little man caves, but never mind. But if Halloran's a married man, there's like no way. I mean, or maybe not no way, maybe just very little chance that the wife would be that understanding and say, "Oh yeah, no problem. Put up pictures of sexy naked women in our bedroom. Go ahead. No problem. It's fine." No. And also in that scene where we in the movie where we see Halloran um watching TV and he's lying down on his bed and whatever. Like he's lying in the middle of the bed. He's not lying in that bed like he's a married man who shares a bed with his spouse. No, he's spread out. Okay, no, he would be like on one side of the bed because he would be anticipating his his spouse to come to bed with him. So, just spreading out like that is just rude. But never mind that. So I see, problems, problems. So yeah, supernatural dream poster. Good heavens. And Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Tancred. Wishing you, all of you, every single last one of you, the very, 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 very best uh 2003 you could possibly have. I, you know, let's do it. Let's have a great year, every single last one of us. But that's it for Happy New Year. More Shining and Kill Bill stuff for you. What was? Oh yeah, the Kill Bill stuff was Anno Domini's links. So thank you for that again, Anno. Here is the the, the real one, the real one, as what's his face would say. One of my favorite shows back in the '80s, right? The Cajun Chef. I think that was his name. The old dude from Louisiana. This is a fine one. Here it is. I hope it's a fine one. I don't know. 66 comments. Oh Lord. I don't know. Like how many of these did I um reply to? Probably not that many because I was so busy. Oh, Jennifer, hello. Kevin, hello. Shannon, hello. Uh, Anno, hello. Nicolis Aranjo, hello. Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm going to enjoy these. I think I've read all of them, or otherwise they wouldn't be here. But, yeah. Hold up, hold up. Let's see. I'm opening them all so I could read the whole thing. Like, getting my work ready for me. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, boy. I'm going to work hard today. Here it is. Juzu Juzu. Okay. And of course, shout out to Gabriel Iglesias. That's where I stole that from. I'm gonna work hard today. That joke he does where he goes to the alteration shop. That's what the lady behind the counter tells him. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Okay, lots of John Kim. Hello, John. Ay. We got a couple of replies. Oh, cool. Dionysus. Well, that's awesome. Dionysus is replying down here. Oh, let's see. Let's see. John Kim does. Okay, let me get into it. Whew. Okay, where are we here? Yes, Trusty Films. Adding to the freezer room paradox. When they exit the freezer, opposite the freezer door is a mirror. I remember this. Yep. There are also red lights above both doors from the hallway and a white light inside the freezer room from the inside. Sorry, that's all I've got. No, that's don't be sorry. Like I wrote here for you. Don't be sorry. This is about exchanging ideas. All contributions are valuable. Thank you so much. So you notice a mirror. This is, I guess, more mirror stuff in this movie. Like they didn't put enough in there already. But yeah, they don't want you to forget about the mirrors, I guess. But the thing is, the mirrors are just there, hanging on the wall. So it's easy to, pardon the pun, but it's easy to overlook them, isn't it? And red lights. I told you red is important in this movie, and now we got some red lights. Thank you for noticing that, Trusty Films. Um, what in the world? What in the world? Thank you, Trusty Films. My Rich S. My sense is that Kubrick was speaking to the viewer on an emotional level by loading the film with subtle visual inconsistencies, an effort to give the casual viewer a sense of unease and rising tension about the hotel without resorting to overt visual scare techniques. Possibly, because like I was talking about earlier on, I don't know if I've been analyzing, but I have been scrutinizing visually all of the scenes that happen in the Colorado Lounge, and I've noticed things that I've noticed before, and I've noticed things that I haven't noticed before, and I try to make sense of them, the things that I haven't noticed before, and just the totality of the Colorado Lounge as a kind of a large space in the hotel itself and in the movie too. That it don't make no sense. There's no way to make sense of the Colorado Lounge. Period. No. Just no. And oof, I is like what Rich is saying here. Is Kubrick doing this to affect you emotionally? He's speaking to the viewer on an emotional level by loading the film with subtle visual inconsistencies. And they are subtle because when you're just watching a movie because you want to watch a scary movie and have fun, you don't notice, like, not even half of this shit. You don't notice any of the inconsistencies, especially somebody who's watching the movie for the first time. They're like, yeah, whatever, this is a weird movie. And people like finish the movie. The first time they watch it, they're just trying to have fun. They're just trying to get some entertainment. And you finish the movie and you're like, okay. Now what? I know something's wrong. I know it's not just about Jack dying in the maze or whatever. No, there's more going on. I just don't know what. That's how you feel. That's how I felt. The first time I watched the movie, I said, I know something else is going on here. I just don't know what to think. I don't know. And now here we are, several videos later. So yeah. And again, freezer, mirror, the freezer paradox, the subtle that Trusty Films pointed out, and the subtle visual inconsistencies, kind of like the freezer paradox. It's so subtle. It's so easy to miss. That's where I noticed the Halloran was wearing a wedding ring. Oh, this damn thing. Sorry. That's where I noticed the Halloran was wearing a wedding ring when there it is, Helloskis, right here, when he reaches out to open the freezer door. Right? Oh, yeah. My God. Something ain't right. Mike Camp. Hello, Mike. Great channel. Nice to read all the analysis, isn't it, though? Somebody told me a theory that pretty much made sense to me. A lot of what we see in the movie is Jack's writing project. I'm still conflicted about that particular theory. I'm not discounting it. I just don't, personally, I have trouble with it. I'll read your comment all the way through and then I'll maybe talk about that. Reality and the writing project interchange pretty flawless. Events happen from the moment Stuart Ullman tells Jack about the Grady events. Every paranormal event, disconnected dialogues, furniture changing, etc. happens after the interview. Okay, all right. Dopey on the bathroom door no, let me try that again. Dopey on the bathroom door introduces us to the fairy tale, the writing project. Okay. The kitchen conversation with Mr. Halloran and Danny is in Jack's mind. Notice the impossible kitchen changes and the clocks. Time changes when reality changes to fairy tale. I'm going to have to keep a closer eye on the clocks. Thank you for pointing that out, Mike. Ay, ay, ay. Thank you. No, Yep. Gonna have to keep a good eye on those clocks if I can find them. The only one I can really think of right now that I can maybe possibly track throughout the movie is Wendy's wristwatch. I don't know why she's wearing a wristwatch in that hotel that they're locked away in for 5 months. Like, who cares what time it is, you know? But I've seen it a couple times on her wrist, and I need to, in one of the Colorado Lounge scenes too. So, you make an interesting point. Yes. Clocks, time changes when reality changes to fairy tale. Okay. When Wendy brings Jack breakfast, he clearly states, lots of ideas, but none of them are any good. And that's exactly what we have been watching. Ideas. Ooh, now that's interesting. That is an interesting interpretation. So you think we're just watching a series of rough drafts for Jack's alleged novel? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Jack writes his own dead in the end because he feels guilty about his drinking and past behavior. Okay. He loves his family, plenty of moments that show that, and uses his family and traumas in the writing project. They live, he dies. The picture on the wall in the end means, and he lives happily ever after, end of fairy tale. Or interpret the picture any way you like, it doesn't matter, because all was the writing project. So not only are we looking at a bunch of rough drafts, but like nobody dies. Jack doesn't die, Halloran doesn't die, nobody dies in the movie, and possibly, maybe that's where we get the 3 Wendy's. That Anna was talking about, but by extension Tancred was talking about. Maybe the 3 Wendy's are like the 3 different Wendy's in 3 different versions of this novel that Jack is writing. Oh, this is getting complicated, isn't it? But thank you so much for that comment. Gives me more to think about. Going to be on the elliptical trainer tomorrow. Oh Lord. Sufan 14870 says, love the video, learn new things, bravo. Thank you, Sufan. I appreciate it a lot. So much. So much. Let me look at it. You know what? Let me look at this video later. Okay, shining in the kitchen. Okay. Boxy. Hello, Boxy. Outstanding work, Miss M. I noticed that the top of the easel that holds the Gold Room sign is different during the tour than the one when Wendy rushes into the Gold Room later in the movie. Oh, that's interesting. In addition to this, this during tour, there are any light bulbs on the tables in the Gold Room. I noticed that too. Today I was watching the movie again, different parts of it. But yep, no lights on the tables. When Wendy later in the movie rushes into the Gold Room and Jack is having his alleged conversation with Lloyd, they are there on every table. I reviewed precisely that part, Boxy, this evening. I had some time and I said, let me look at this once more. And I wanted to know, yes, we see the fourth wall in the Gold Room, and we see the light bulbs, I guess we'll just call them that, on the tables in the Gold Room, but this is a very, very serious and specific point. When Wendy comes in, Stanley makes a point of making it so that we, at no time, at no point, while Wendy is in the gold room, we can at no point during her presence in the gold room in that scene, we cannot see the tables. We see her face, we see Jack's face, we see the bar, behind the bar, the lighted shelves behind the bar, but we cannot see the tables when Wendy runs into the gold room and or when she's talking to Jack. We just can't see them. The camera is focused completely away from them and completely on Jack and Wendy. When Wendy says, Jack, there's a crazy woman in the hotel. We can't see the tables. And that's exactly what one of the things that I was looking at tonight. And I said, oh, Stanley, you little sneaky so-and-so. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, he's messing with us for sure. During this tour, Wendy later in the I already read that alleged conversation. Yeah, I think too that Wendy's reality, quote in scare quotes, reality is different from actual reality, and that she probably tried to strangle Danny. Yeah, probably. Her putting both hands on his neck / shoulders during the tour is probably foreshadowing. Yep, I think so too. Later in the movie, when Wendy rushes in the gold room, she says to Jack, that is why I reviewed that part of the footage, because I remembered your comment, Boxy. She says to Jack, there's a crazy woman, not ghost woman or whatever, in room 237. She tried to strangle Danny. I assume she's talking about herself, which is so weird. Like how crazy is she? You know what I mean? I mean, is she so crazy that she actually strangles Danny and then has no memory of it? Okay. Or is she crazy but not that crazy? She strangles him. She knows she did it. She knows that there's nobody else in the hotel with them. And she makes up this insane story to Jack that there's a crazy woman in room 237 and she's the crazy woman is the one who strangled Danny. So she must feel some kind of guilt over hurting Danny, and she's blaming it on, I don't know. She's not blaming it on a ghost. She takes Danny's, that's what we're led to believe, that Danny told her this, right? Danny told her that there's a crazy lady in room 237 and that's who tried to strangle him. So, we're led to believe that Wendy did not witness this or do this firsthand. This is what Wendy is trying to convince Jack. And she's taking Danny's word for it that there's somebody else in the hotel with them. I mean, the probability of Danny having told her that is very low. Because after Danny gets strangled and, hurt, wherever it happened, whether it was room 237 or whatever, somebody hurt him. We see the bruises on his neck. And he kind of wanders into the Colorado Lounge when Jack has his nightmare and he ends up on the floor and Wendy gets him up off the floor and puts him back in the chair. And she sees Danny and and Danny's catatonic. He's not talking. He's sucking his thumb. His clothes are all messed up and torn. And he's not speaking. He's gone completely nonverbal. And he stays that way. He seems to stay that way all the way up to the scene right before the showdown in the Colorado Lounge, where he's having a bowl of cereal and watching cartoons, and Wendy's sitting next to him on the bed smoking, and she's getting ready to go downstairs and talk to Jack. Right? He's still not really verbal, and I don't even know if he says yes, Mrs. Torrance, Tony. He's not talking. So he's been nonverbal ever since he got assaulted. So Wendy wants us to believe that even though he was nonverbal and what have you, he managed to tell her all about what happened to him and describe the crazy woman who did it. I just can't believe that. I just can't. No. You assume she's talking about herself. And that's why I'm saying this, Boxy, because if she is talking about herself, is she talking about herself or like one of her other personalities? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? When Danny is entering room 237 in transition to another scene, there was Wendy's reflection. Yeah, she's in the boiler room, or whatever that room is, where I think it's the boiler room, where all the wash machines are and everything. Yeah, that's what I know what you're talking about. Wendy's obviously subtly flirting with both Ullman and Halloran. It kind of looks that way, yeah. Is she flirting with them, or is that just like her southernness coming out? Because she, Shelley Duvall, I think she's originally from Texas. And so she would have had that kind of regional accent. That would have been her native Texan accent. And she, lays it on pretty heavy for this movie. And she does it really well because, that's where she's from. Originally, Texas. And, is that people from the South are considered, I'm not sure whether or not this is reality. This is how they're portrayed in movies, as very, very friendly and very polite and whatever. And maybe, is she flirting? Or is she just being polite? I need somebody, if any of my viewers are from the actual American, the southern part of the United States, anywhere below the Mason-Dixon line, Texas, Oklahoma, I guess that too. What is the difference between how people from the South are portrayed and what goes on in real life? Are you guys that polite all the time? Are you? Are you? Is Wendy, if she is from Texas, if the character herself, she sounds like she's from Texas to me anyway. If she is from Texas, is she just being charming or is she being flirtatious? Let me know. Let me know. Because, Boxy, you have a point. Her behavior with Ullman, she's trying to impress him. She's definitely trying to impress Stuart Ullman. With Halloran, is she trying to impress him, or is she flirting with either of these men, Ullman or Halloran? I don't know. When they go out of the food storeroom, they are both laughing, and as Jack approaches, he gives her that "I saw it" look. I need to see that. I need to take a look at that. That's probably going to be in part 10. I will look for it. I definitely will. Stanley is playing with our minds so much. He sure is. P.S. When Halloran, Wendy, and Danny are exiting the freezer room on the opposite side of the corridor, that glass thing is a mirror. Okay, so you and Trusty Films are on the same page regarding that. It's a mirror. Okay, I rewatched the scene carefully. Maybe the mirror has something to do with this scene too. Like you said, mirrors' reflections are extremely important to this movie. I think they are. And maybe maybe every time they pass a mirror, or every time a mirror is present, or it, close by, it alters something about the reality that they're living in. I don't know. Ay, ay. It's just weird. It's just so weird. What is going on? Thank you so much, Boxy, for the comment. I love it all. Jennifer Phillips. Hi, Jennifer. I am just sitting here working and watching The Shining, LOL, and I had a thought about a statement made by Ullman. This has to do with the scene in which Jack is in the office for his interview. Ullman says, "Our people in Denver recommended Jack very highly." End of quote. I am wondering who their people in Denver are. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting, Jennifer. Any ideas about that? I have no idea, because I'm gonna open this up to the viewers, commenters, listeners. Who do you guys think that their people in Denver are. Like, who the hell could that be? Is the board of directors? Like who? Like, on the grounds of the hotel, I guess Stuart Ullman is the top of the totem pole, right? And then beneath him is, I guess, maybe Watson. And then beneath him is Halloran. And then beneath Halloran is, like, Susie. And then beneath Susie is, like, all of what I think are the employees of the hotel are, I don't know, the hoes. I figure I'll just say, yeah, the hoes that I think are working there. And then there's, like, the bellhops and the cooks and chambermaids. There must be some chambermaids, and the gardeners and the maintenance people and whatever. But, like, who is above Ullman? Whoever's above Ullman is not, like, doesn't play a role in the day-to-day operations of the hotel when it's open. And he said, our people in Denver, right? Who the hell are they? Who? And in order to get to Ullman, thank you, Jennifer, for highlighting this. In order to get to Ullman, Jack has to go through their people in Denver. They recommended Jack very highly. That means Jack has dealt with them, spoken to them, possibly even met with them. So maybe, like, this interview that we see in the movie, when Jack comes to the hotel and sees Stuart Ullman, that's like his last interview out of many, And, like, who did he have to talk to in Denver? Their people, in order to get to Stuart Ullman. This is, like, creepy. Creepy, 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 and crazy. Like, what are the answers to that question? Or those questions? Thank you for bringing that up, Jennifer. Any ideas about that? I have no idea. The best I can do is board of the directors, but I don't even know who they could be. Or is it like some, I don't know, like mafia? If this hotel is like what I think it is, a front, I think it's a brothel, and maybe even a front for money laundering. I don't know. Oh, this damn thing. Sorry. I think, yeah, I think it's a brothel and possibly a front for money laundering. Because this hotel makes no sense at all. The location, the guests, the way it's set up, everything. Nothing about this thing makes sense unless it is a place where crime happens. And that's why it's in the middle of nowhere, so nobody can see them. I don't know. I just don't know. As a, any ideas about, yeah? Oh, I really enjoy your videos, your honesty. Thank you. And the way that you present them don't change. Thank you so much, Jennifer. As a fellow art history student, I can appreciate your point of view and have always been fascinated by The Shining. Thank you again so much. Like, that's why sometimes I get these, what should I call them? I'll just, again, you like my honesty? I'll be honest. Sometimes I get these asshole-ish, shitty-ass comments that tell me I'm barking up the wrong tree or whatever. And I'm like, Jennifer, if you've taken art history courses, like, they taught you how to disassemble an image, didn't they? I don't, whichever one. It doesn't really matter which art history class you take. You're going to be staring at pictures. And you're going to be thinking about those pictures. And they're going to, your professor is going to talk about, like, who made the picture and, like, who commissioned it and the style that was going on at that time in that place on planet Earth. But they can only go so far, especially in a classroom setting. But, like, I keep using the Arnolfini portrait as an example. There are other ones. Like Salvador Dali is, in my opinion, another good example. Like, what is going on with those paintings? I really want to do a video about him. Like, to disassemble an image means you have to take it apart piece by piece by piece. And you have to analyze each piece. especially with big-time artists, big-name artists. There's no such thing as just 'cause. Okay? There's no such thing as, in my opinion, there's no such thing as art for art's sake when you get to that level of art creation. Whether it's Salvador Dali, whether it's Pablo Picasso, whether it's Rembrandt, Da Vinci, Edward Hopper, who did I just say? Did I say Dali? I probably did. Or even like somebody like Andy Warhol, or one of my favorites, Jonathan Rhys. Everybody thinks he's insane. He is not. I promise you, he is not. Peter Doig. And so, that's why I get so angry at artists like Banksy. I'm like, how dare you? You think the people who are looking at, you think the general public are complete idiots. No. Just no, that's not fair. And that, this extends to filmmakers. Because these people like Stanley Kubrick, people like Steven Spielberg, people like Alfred Hitchcock, Quentin Tarantino, Fritz Lang, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of good ones, but these people are probably very, at least in their spare time, probably pretty astute students of art history. They probably looked at paintings or, visual, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional art in some way, shape, or form, and they probably learned a lot from it. That's why I get mad when people just have a rigid way of looking at things. It bugs the shit out of me. It really does. But thank you once again, Jennifer. Awesome comment. Yeah, who the hell are they people in Denver? Is it the mafia? Is it what is it, the Yakuza? I mean, I don't know. Could be anybody. And they don't tell you. They just don't tell you. They leave it to your imagination, which is possibly even worse as far as scaring you. Possibly even worse than just coming out and telling you whatevs. Oh, here's this person. Kevin, get to The Shining. You know what? You get to hell. All right, get to stepping, get the fuck on out. Later. Okay. Notice I did not like this comment. I left it there because you know what? I have my critics. I was just talking about those asshole-ish comments. Get to The Shining. Just click off. That's what you can do. Get to clicking. Away from me, away from my channel, away from my videos. If you don't like them, I don't care. I really don't care. This is not going to change the way I do things. So, lates. I might delete this comment. Oof, and block this person. Ooh, I'm getting sick of this shit. Anyway, Shannon Nichols. Hello, Shannon. I thought it never rains in Southern California. I was probably talking about the rain. It does sometimes, especially if they seed the clouds. Yeah, I looked it up. I found, I think even on my Twitter page, I retweeted somebody basically solving the mystery of all this rain we were having in Southern California, as far up north as Santa Barbara, I think. And I was like, they're seeding the clouds. I had a suspicion, and I think I looked it up and I found that, and sure enough, there it was. Good heavens. But yeah, Shannon, it is supposed to rain in a couple of days again, so the ground is still wet from all that other rain, so we just don't know what to do. And we had that earthquake yesterday. Lord, we had that earthquake. The house shook, and I was like, what the hell? What's going on? And it lasted for a second, but if you live in Southern California, just a little shake doesn't bother you. But everybody, and then I tweeted about it too. So yes, it rains and there's earthquakes. This is not what they call earthquake weather. Earthquake weather is usually a lot drier than this. So who knows? But thank you for the comment, Shannon. I appreciate it so much. And oh, there you are. Hello again. Okay, commenting again because I've just watched Room 237 documentary that has lots of theories about The Shining that several people have already noticed, like the Native American themes and the number 42 and all that. So if you haven't seen it already, you should. I've seen it. Thank you for the recommendation. I've seen it a couple of times. Pretty good documentary. It is. If you're into The Shining, if you're a Shiner, this is more or less essential viewing. Watch it. Whether you agree with any of the stuff you hear or see in this documentary, doesn't matter. Watch it anyway. It's healthy to think about stuff that you don't agree with sometimes too. We can't just go through life and just only consume or watch or be around stuff that we agree with. That's just unrealistic. And oh, what in the world? My computer's acting crazy. But, like, you got to expose yourself to things that don't make sense sometimes. And, theories and arguments that are just trash sometimes. I'm not saying that's what's in room 237. No. But, like, you might see stuff in there that just doesn't make sense to you, or you don't agree with it. Watch it anyway. Watch it anyway. It's an educational experience. Thank you so much, Eno. Nicholas Arcaño? I hope I pronounced your name right. There's a scene in the movie where Wendy is watching television, and it's mentioned that a woman named Susie Roberts has disappeared in Aspen. Yep. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it's weird. Yeah, there's no coincidence. Nicholas. I love the comment. Yeah. Like, what? No. There's no coincidence. They wouldn't put that there if it wasn't there to do some kind of job that's integral to the story, the narrative, the whatever. Like, I think I know exactly what scene you're talking about. It's when Wendy is in the kitchen and she's opening up with that big can opener. She's opening a very big, very large can of fruit cocktail. And I was like, that's a big can of fruit cocktail. Jesus Christ. Yes, like I replied to you, definitely going to talk about that when we get to it. Can't wait. Thank you for the comment, Nicholas. I appreciate it so much. Okay, save cam 1. There are 3 freezer doors in the hallway. 2 of them are on opposing sides of the hall. This includes the freezer doorway they appear to enter next to Halloran's office. However, not only is the freezer door by which they exited on the opposite side of the hall, but right above the time clock on the opposing wall from this freezer door is a mirror, which you never mention. I didn't mention it because I didn't mention it. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was too busy, my brain was occupied trying to figure out, what door did they go into and what door did they come out of. But thank you. Again, this is the 3rd mention under these comments of the mirror, and I appreciate all of them. You can see a reflection of the top of the door frame at the end of the hall in it. Halloran leading them into one freezer and then leading them out of the other. Yeah. To me, is foreshadowing the fact that he rescues both of them at the end in freezing weather. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. The freezer doors themselves are maze-like and foreshadow the wintry hedge maze at the end of the story, because Jack never enters the freezers at all. Oh, and he certainly never enters the hedge maze until the end of the movie, all of which is to Danny's advantage. Interesting. Also, everyone mentions the Disney dwarfs on Danny's bedroom door and the fact that Danny's nickname is Doc, but I still have yet to hear anybody point out that Doc was also one of the 7 dwarfs. In fact, Doc was the leader of the 7 dwarfs. That is true. Doc was one of the 7 dwarfs. And I would have maybe, I don't know. I didn't really think of it as, I didn't think of Doc as a 7 dwarfs thing, because they explicitly state in the movie, like Halloran says, oh, Wendy says, oh, we call him Doc, like the Bugs Bunny cartoons. So, she didn't say Doc like, one of the 7 dwarfs. She said, no, we call him Doc like the Bugs Bunny cartoons. And the thing about that I always found interesting and weird is Bugs Bunny isn't called Doc. Bugs Bunny is the one who calls everybody else Doc in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. Whenever he meets somebody, whether it's Elmer Fudd or Daffy Duck or whoever, he says, "What's up, Doc?" Okay. I even did a little post. Where is it? Hold up. Where is it? I think I put up with the cute little, there it is. Like, what's up, Doc? Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd singing. Yeah, Bugs Bunny is the one that calls everybody else Doc. So all these people are calling Danny Doc. Like, so they take on the role of Bugs Bunny when they're calling him Doc. Whether it's Halloran, whether it's Wendy, whether it's like the one single solitary instance that Jack calls him Doc. These all three of those people who call him Doc are Bugs Bunny, and Danny is whoever Bugs Bunny is addressing when Bugs Bunny calls somebody Doc. So that's why I never thought of the Seven Dwarves, because they, like, in the movie, they explicitly make a connection to Bugs Bunny cartoons. However, you're right. There's the dopey sticker on the door. So there is, is Stanley messing with us again? Is Stanley messing with us? Is Doc really the Doc? Whoever, when they say Doc, maybe they mean what's up, Doc, like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. But Stanley's saying, no, Danny's more like Doc from the Seven Dwarfs. I don't know. I do not know. I have no idea. But thank you for the comments, Save Cam 1. Appreciate it. Steve M. Hello again, Steve M. Notes. The interior decor and light fixtures of the Hobby, Reception Area, Colorado Lounge, and elevator doors are modeled after the Ahwahnee Hotel. I hope I pronounced that right. Ahwahnee Hotel. The interior decor of the Gold Ballroom, including the carpet, is Art Deco / modern 1930s. Yeah, I think 1930s was like the era of Art Deco. The antique light fixtures in there sort of clash with that, though. Yeah, they do. You're absolutely right. You would expect the chandeliers in the gold room to look a lot more modern, a lot more angular, a lot more glass. I don't know. You're right about that. If there were 7 spiritual companions on the bar stools, they look like people just got up and pushed the stools back. I have watched a video of exploring an abandoned hotel. The kitchen there looked pretty big, but it was hard to judge the size. Okay, all right, like, thank you, because Steve is saying that because I asked you all, like, I've never worked in a restaurant, I've never worked in a hotel or the hospitality or restaurant industry, so I don't know, like, how big a hotel kitchen can get. Probably pretty big. So you're saying you watched an abandoned hotel, the kitchen there looked pretty big, but it was hard to judge the size. Thank you. Thank you for including that in your comment. The hallway outside the Gold Ballroom does not correlate to any logical floor plan. Interesting. Okay. There are French doors leading out of the lobby, left side, and French doors leading into the Gold Ballroom, but they don't lead into the same space. Yet, the fancy Gold Room easel sign is apparently next to both sets of doors. I'm going to have to review that too. Oh, Lord. Whew, okay. The upstairs hallways of the hotel guest wing look super cheap and ugly. They sure do. They're gross. If it wasn't for that crazy carpet, they would be featureless. Yeah, they're just they ugly. I know they're supposed to be like the staff wing of the hotel, where the servants, the employees, like, sleep. But why does it have to be that, like, dingy and that outdated and that? I mean, this hotel is a mess. Like I said, whoever designed this hotel, I would ask for my money back. I would be like, look, the hotel looks like a crazy person designed it. One room is one way, another room is the... There's, like, nothing is together, nothing makes sense. There's no, like, theme or whatever going through the whole hotel. Like you just said, the chandeliers in the gold room don't go with any of the rest of the place. It's a mess. It's just a damn mess. Ugh, terrible. But yeah, thank you, Steve, so much for the comment. And all of this. You gave me a lot to think about. Um, they I don't know what's going on. I just don't. I know the decor is gross, but it's gross for a reason. It means something. So Stanley is messing with us once again. Or maybe he's letting us know that this is not like a swanky, beautiful place, like, oh, I don't know, like the Plaza Hotel or whatever. Like, that's the only one I can think of right now. Um, no, it's some nasty old place that was just thrown together, and the decor is not a priority at this hotel. The priority is not to make the hotel look beautiful. The priority is to provide a place where people can, well, you know what I think about the place, so let me not finish that. You already know. You already know how I feel. But thanks again, Steve M. Juzu. Hello again, Juzu. On the spatial impossibilities, there's really not one room or hall in the Overlook that is really possible. All are impossible. None of them are connected. Almost all windows are proven as impossible, if not all. Lobby, Gold Room, Colorado Lounge, they are all way too big for the hotel, and Lobby and Colorado Lounge kind of operate the same space. Interesting. And like I said, I paid special attention to the Colorado Lounge this evening when I was watching the movie. Same space, as they both have windows towards the outside. Mm-hmm. Yes. Even Torrance's house in Boulder is impossible, and at least a couple of windows are impossible. Yeah, I've covered that in the past in my other videos about the possibility that their apartment before they move to the hotel has a couple of impossible windows. Just saying. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But thank you for the comment, Juzu. Very, very interesting, very thought-provoking. Tankard, hello. Great video. The freezer scene sold me that the story is being told by an unreliable narrator. Yeah, I mean, I have no doubt. Whatever's going on, if it's just like Wendy's like crazy, or Jack is writing a novel and we're seeing the different drafts of the novel, or whatever. Whoever's perspective we're looking at the story through, which is hard to pin down, like who is telling the story, right? Whoever that person is an unreliable narrator, kind of like Holden Caulfield in The Catcher in the Rye. I also believe the scene is foreshadowing too, because we never see the freezer afterwards. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's very, very true, Tankard. I strongly believe Wendy knocked Jack out. She dragged him to the freezer. She thought it was the storage room, and he froze to death in the freezer. That's why we have this odd close-up of Jack frozen. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. I don't know. That might be very well the case. I just need to think about it a little bit. How can she... Because we are... I'm not going to say we. Me. Miss M. I am still, like, very, very skeptical about the existence of the maze, period. Does it only exist in Wendy's mind? And if that's the case, like, how can she drag him into, like, a maze that doesn't exist? And you're saying, it's not the maze. She didn't put him in the maze. She put him in the freezer. Okay. But, like, this photo you're talking about, the odd close-up of Jack frozen, like, he doesn't look like he's frozen in a freezer because, like, there's snow. You know what I mean? So seriously, why did Stanley put that in there? Why did we need to see that image of Jack frozen, blue, dead? Like, what? What was he trying to tell us with that frozen Jack? image. So we need to think about this. We need to figure this one out because no. Oh, yeah, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. She dragged him in the freezer, and like I said, I was reviewing the Colorado Lounge scenes this evening. I've got something cooking in the crock pot. Okay, I'm not ready to say what it is yet, but I will. I definitely will let you know when we get to that part of the movie. So sit tight. I'll get there eventually. I promise. Things to note: all the doors look very similar. Yep. The light switch is not by the freezer door. Yep. God damn it. Every time we think we saw everything in The Shining, something new always comes up. It's true. It's true. Every time we think that, you know, I can understand this. This is frustrating. You think you've seen it all. You think you've dealt with the lighting, the colors, the costumes, the makeup, that damn maze. What else? Freezers, the dry goods room, the pantry. I'll just call it the pantry. The kitchen, all the stuff, all the impossible windows, all the stuff. There's always more. It never ends, forever and ever and ever. Is that what Stanley meant when he put that in the movie? Forever and ever and ever. Is anybody ever gonna solve this freaking thing? I don't think I will. Again, I'm not very smart, but I enjoy this. I enjoy trying. So yeah, something new always comes up. You're absolutely right, Tankard. I didn't notice the bar stools being moved before, and I don't recall anybody talking about it. It was that dude. Is it Johnny 53? Anno knows what I'm talking about because he talked about that person's blog in one of the comment sections from my part 4 video. Oh yeah. Okay, so that guy talked about the bar stools, but I think that person talked about it as every main character has a Tony or their version of a Tony, and those bar stools counted exactly however many of them there were, and that was a seat for their imaginary friends. I don't know about that, but it's an interesting theory. Ugh. So that person did talk about it. That person did talk about the bar stools, and then you all the bar stool facing the fourth wall of the the Gold Room. You guys pointed out. You guys were like, "Oh, that's for the viewer. That's for the viewer." And I was like, "Why didn't I realize that? Why am I so slow?" But yeah, so I think that person talks about it. But those chairs, it's not just that those chairs are there, it's that they start out in a perfectly straight line, and magically, after Susie walks in with Danny, they get all messed up. What the hell? That's impossible. No, that's impossible. But, yeah, thank you so much, Tankard. Your idea sounds pretty interesting. It sure does. I still don't know what to think about the whole Frozen Jack thing. Oh, my God. Never mind. Something about that whole part of the movie doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. I don't know what to think. I need to think about it for a little while. I'm still thinking, you guys. And Tankard replies, "You don't need to consider my theory. We know something happens. We don't know what." Tankard is just such a nice person. He's so nice, you guys. Watch his channel. Watch his videos. They're awesome. Anno Domini, hello, Anno. Tankard of Tales, Wendy's other self did it. She's the crazy woman in the bathtub, too. You know what? That's a possibility. That's a possibility. The crazy woman. So she assaulted Danny and she locked her husband in the freezer. It's just like in Images. Also, oh my God, I need to watch that movie. Oh, also, if that's the case, then the rest of the movie is just Wendy imagining it, when in reality Jack froze to death after Wendy locked him up and she and Danny left the hotel, and maybe she's the one who's writing and not Jack. Oh, wait a minute. Never thought of that one. Oh, wait, Jack from locked him up and... Oh, so you think, like, secretly Wendy's really the one at the typewriter, typing up all that nonsense. Ay, ay, ay. Huh, she's writing the story after she returned home. Yeah, after... interesting. Has anyone analyzed the different parts of as its own thing? I haven't. I don't know any... I cannot recall seeing any kind of analysis like that. However, that's an interesting idea. That's a very interesting idea. I like it. Thank you. Anno, that's a good idea. Like Monday and Tuesday and so forth, but just by itself, not like it's in the movie, just to see what changes in the story in the different parts. And that's where a very serious furniture analysis would have to take place. That's where that would require a very serious, very thorough, comprehensive analysis of the furniture, the windows, how the different rooms of the hotel are spaced out, first floor, second floor, third floor, that basement. I think it's a basement. That damn maze, everything. Oh my God. Oof. Good idea, Anno. Thank you. Thank you, Anno, and thank you, Tankard, for the comments. Oh, you just give me more and more stuff to think about. I love it, but oh my goodness. Here, Anno again. Hi again, Anno. Definitely there's something about the chairs in this movie. Yeah, that's the page. KDK12, they noticed it. And they said that each chair is for, like, each character's imaginary friend. I don't know whether or not I believe with that, or if I'm totally on board with it, but it's a very interesting idea. Thank you for the comment again. Anno? Hello, Carter Burton. I'd call the color of the Ullman's pants, oxblood. Interesting. Hal 9000 was probably the head chef on the spaceship Discovery. Check out Rob Ager's video on food themes in 2001, A Space Odyssey. Discovery is almost the opposite word as overlook. It's all connected, man. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Chef also means chief in French, connecting Halloran to Calumet. Wiktionary's etymology of both Halloran and Calumet is interesting as well. I might have to look that up. Thank you, Carter. Outside the freezer door, the mirror above the time clock next to the time card holder is pretty dark and creepy. Is a pretty dark and creepy assemblage of objects. To quote Full Metal Jacket, it looks like a modern art masterpiece. Yeah, that time clock and mirror combo is just weird. And why are they punching in, like, near the freezer? Like, I don't know, maybe they have nowhere else to put it. Nowhere else to put the time clock for the employees. But, like, if they live at the hotel, aren't they always at work? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how hotel employees get paid, or if you live there, do you get paid different? Do you not get an hourly rate, but like a salary, or I don't know. Just so weird. And you're mentioning Full Metal Jacket, yeah. That is my next big adventure in my little YouTube bull hunkery that I'm doing here. I really want to get into Full Metal Jacket and understand what the hell Stanley was trying to tell us in that movie, which was his next movie after The Shining, which is interesting, no? But yeah, thank you for these comments, Carter. I appreciate them so much. MF. Hello, MF. You mentioned how important the color red is in the movie. It reminded me that when Wendy says, "Hi, Danny," and everyone turns to look, the guy up the ladder wearing a red cap also turns his head. Oh my. I never noticed that. I never noticed that. I'm going to have to look at that again. Thank you for the observation. I appreciate it a lot. Rich-in-law. Hello, Rich-in-law. Oh, my. I'm going to have to take a little coffee break myself because hold on. Yeah, Carter. I just got through Carter's comments and MF's comment. Rich-in-law and Tankard have some stuff to say. I need to go like wet my whistle. I'll be right back, you guys. Sit tight. And I'm back. Hopefully we're in the home stretch. We'll see. But anyway, I left off here. Had a little coffee. Had to take care of some stuff. And I'm back. So here we are with Rich-in-law's comment. So, if we go the whole way with WT, I think you all know what that stands for. It is necessary to explain to the cops the acts in the bathroom, or I'll just say the acts in bathroom, the death of Halloran, the death of Jack in the maze, and possibly Danny's recent neck injury. Yeah. Did Wendy kill Halloran? If Wendy made that part up, it would discount her entire narrative. So presumably, she has an explanation for Halloran's death. What explanation doesn't require Jack to kill Halloran? Yeah. I guess she can blame it on Danny, huh? Either that was a fantasy and Halloran is still alive, or Wendy killed Halloran. Could Wendy kill Halloran? Is that consistent with her sociopathic tendency? Munchausen's by proxy? And her diminutive size? Yeah, she's pretty skinny. We never see her with the axe, but she's good with the long knife. And the baseball bat. Don't forget the baseball bat. She does seem to flirt shamelessly with Dick. Yeah. What, like... I mean, we've watched the movie. We know she knocks Jack out with the baseball bat. Did she do something similar to Halloran with an axe? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It's this is like exactly and we're going by, I think you and me too, we're going by that epilogue scene in the hospital where Ullman visits Wendy and says, I think in the script, it says that they didn't find anything out of the ordinary at the hotel. No dead bodies. No, like, messed up kitchen, because, Jack was whiling out in the kitchen. No messed up, like, what's that thing? Snowcat. Nothing. Nothing out of the ordinary. That means, I hope that, dead bodies are not ordinary at the Overlook, but who knows? But you know what I mean, right? So, either nobody's dead, or they are dead and Wendy killed them. Like, yeah, exactly. You're right. She does seem to flirt shamelessly with Dick. Possibly. I don't know. I just don't know. Again, I'm asking the question again. Is she flirting or is she just being like really polite? I don't know. Thank you for the comment, Rich-in-law. Tankard replies to you. So if we go the whole way, yeah. Do we know that's what really happened? I think this is Tankard. He quoted you, Rich-in-law, and then he's asking, do we know that's what really happened? The point of the Wendy theory is that we are being told a lie. Yeah, and I think, again, the Wendy theory, I think I've shown pretty conclusively that it's plagiarized. In one of my older videos. If you see it, you see it. I'm not going to tell you which one. But the point of the Wendy theory is that we are being told to lie. Exactly. So the Wendy theory only scratches the surface. And like I said, I think it's copied from somewhere else. The idea, at least. But, the original person who put forth the original Wendy theory, not the video. Yeah, I said it out loud. Didn't say it out loud so much in my video where I covered it, but I'm saying it out loud now. Um, you might have to go through my videos to find it, and that's fine, isn't it? Uh, but the point of like Tancred is saying, the point is that we're being told the lie. How big is the lie? You know? How big is the lie? How intricate, how complicated is the lie? Right? And Tancred continues, because the story is being told by an unreliable narrator. Yep. Did Wendy kill Halloran? Maybe Halloran never came to the Overlook. Ooh. There's one. So that whole journey from Florida to Colorado is all a product of somebody's imagination, right? And of course, like, the implied, or I don't even know if that's the right word, but where Danny is like having one of his foaming at the mouth episodes, and it looks like he's channeling Halloran, who's in his bedroom with the naked lady posters, watching the news in Florida, like I'm assuming Miami, Florida. And he's watching the news in Florida, and the news is telling him in Florida about the weather in Colorado. Like, really? 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 That doesn't make any sense at all. So maybe that's somebody's imagination too. Did Wendy kill? Okay, maybe Halloran never came to the Overlook. In the room that we see Halloran being called by Danny with the shining. Oh, yeah, I think I just mentioned it, but yeah, he's in a room with supernatural dream posters, the naked ladies. I always thought it was odd that Halloran, a black man over his 50s, would be in a room with 2 naked posters of African ladies. Yeah, very tribal looking too. I guess maybe you could interpret them that way. Yeah. And plus, don't forget the wedding ring. Don't forget where's his wife? If he's wearing a ring on his ring finger on his left hand, chances are he's married, right? Where's the wife? And something that white women in the 1970s would picture. Oh, I see. And something that white women in the 1970s would picture a strong sexually active black man as tribal. It's possible that Wendy's fantasy of Halloran is a sexually active tribal black man. You need to watch movies like Baby Yaga, 1973. So what you're saying, Tancred, is that, like, kind of similar to what I'm saying, the design of Halloran's house and the posters of the nudity in his bedroom, these are all products of Wendy's imagination. This is what she thinks of black men. So, like I said, maybe Wendy is the racist one, right? Not Jack. I've already said that. I'm gonna kind of hold to that. I think if anybody's racist between the two of them, it's Wendy and not Jack. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Wendy is hallucinating Danny calling Halloran. Yep. Just like she's hallucinating Jack talking to Grady. Yep. Miss M would enjoy this. I am enjoying it. Thank you. Thank you so much. If Wendy made that part up, it would discount her entire narrative. So presumably she has an explanation for Halloran's death. What explanation doesn't require Jack to kill Halloran? That's another quote from Original's comment. What's needed to explain? The deleted scene doesn't exist. The ending of Wendy and Danny in the hospital. So what makes us believe that Wendy and Danny are safe? Because we saw the ending. Halloran parked the snowcat and they used it to escape. But what if Halloran never came? We have example after example that we are being lied to. The maze doesn't exist. So, like, where did they, if Jack is dead, where would they find his body, like I was saying earlier? Not the maze, because I am convinced it doesn't exist. So if he's frozen, it looks like an outdoor shot. It doesn't look like he's in a room with all of those, like, legs of lamb and ground beef and whatever. So maybe he's not dead, and Halloran isn't dead, and Halloran never even came there, and they never escaped. Either that was, the maze doesn't exist. We are led to believe, without the epilogue scene, right, Wendy and Danny like, we don't really know what happens to them. With the epilogue scene, okay, they got away and they somehow made it to the hospital, and Ullman hopped on a plane at LAX and flew to Colorado, and then made the trip all the way over to the hotel, took a look at everything, and then went to the hospital to see Wendy and Danny and tell them that there's nothing in the hotel that's out of the ordinary, and then offers for Wendy and Danny to stay at his house on the beach in California, in LA. Really? Okay. Either that was a fantasy, or Halloran is still alive, or Wendy killed Halloran. Hallucination? Have you ever saw A Beautiful Mind? This is how cutting edge Stanley Kubrick took The Shining. Very possible. Very possible. And this, again, this connects to the Colorado Lounge stuff that I was working on and like trying to scrutinize tonight. So you guys stay tuned for that. Could Wendy kill Halloran? It's possible. There are many movies made in the 1960s to the Shining production of women killers. Many are bombshells. So I guess you mean, like, attractive women when you say bombshells. Is that consistent with her sociopathic tendency? Munchausen's by proxy, and her diminutive size. We never see her with the axe, but she's good with the long knife. We are told it's an axe. Oh, Tankard. Yep. Yep. You are absolutely right. We are told it's an axe. We're told it's an axe in the story that Ullman tells Jack during the interview about the former caretaker chopping up his family with an axe. Okay? And obviously Jack told Wendy that story. That got into her head, and she's been probably thinking about it. She does seem to flirt shamelessly with Dick. LOL. Think of those naked posters in Halloran's bedroom. Why would a guy who seems to be over 50 years old would have naked posters in his bedroom? I don't know. Yeah, it does seem kind of like an adolescent thing to do. Yeah, I mean, people do mature definitely after their 20s. That part really doesn't make sense. He has, I don't know. Like I said, in my opinion, I think Wendy is the racist one. Not Jack. Not Jack. That's just me, though. But this is an awesome comment, both of you, Rich and Law and Tankard of Tales. So good. So much to think about. Really, 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 really good stuff. And this is music and stuff. Hello, music and stuff. What if Chair 8 is for the viewer? And this is like when I just flip my lid. Yes, I love it. Can't wait to mention this in a rum break. And here we are. I'm mentioning it in a coffee break. Viewer mail, Shining Edition. What is this? Part 5. Here it is. Yeah, what if Chair 8 is for the viewer? I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. The Lambs, Rich and Law again. Thank you, music and stuff. Rich and Law again. The lamb sacrifice was commanded by God in lieu of Abraham's sacrifice to his son Isaac. Yep, that's true. Since his own dad winds up attacking or being accused posthumously of attacking Danny, he refuses to partake of the sacrificial lamb. By the way, lambs to slaughter cliché evokes the fact that lambs don't have cortisol in their blood when slaughtered. They forgive the butcher, so their meat is untainted by fear and hate. I did not know any of this, so thank you for educating me and whoever's looking at this or listening to this right now. Rich and Law, that is awesome. Thank you so much. Juzu. Hello, Juzu. 1745. In any case, she wouldn't say the truth in that. I don't know if Stanley Oh, are you talking about the Apollo 11 thing? I don't know if Stanley directed the mission, but The Shining has all the impossible physics, all the methods, how they did the faked footage, methods of spotting how to prove the footage is faked, all of that. I don't consider this film as confession, though, by any means. A Clockwork Orange already has the methods, how the faked the footage and most of the impossible physics, etc. aspects in it. It's Stanley shining to us about the lies of the past and about the lies of the future. That's this film. That, you know what? You put it very, very beautifully. Juzu. The lies of the past and the lies of the future. They're never going to stop, are they? They're just not. Like, they are not going to stop. Like, whoever they are, but like whoever they are, I don't think they have no plan of stopping the lying. And Stanley is teaching us how to spot the lie. I really think I think this is an educational movie. I think The Shining is an educational movie, a tutorial. That's what I think. Continuing with Juzu's comment, all of the theories people came up from The Shining are interconnected, well, at least most, and they all show how things are being manipulated and who are doing it. Though every aspect of the film have multiple different roles. The Gold Room is about the Federal Reserve, Fort Knox, about the House of Rothschild and Lloyd's, among a couple of other connections. James Bond's film tells truths. Diamonds Are Forever showed the faked Apollo mission. Yeah, I think it did. Goldfinger showed that Fort Knox is robbed. We could throw a nice party. You would have to bring your own supplies as we remove the booze. Ooh. Wait a minute. Juzu. Hold on. So if the Gold Room is Fort Knox, or the Federal Reserve, and the hotel, the Overlook Hotel, Allman, whoever, when they close down for the winter, they remove all of the alcohol. And if, like I said in one of my videos, the rum break, where is it? Yeah, rum break concerning The Shining. What the hell is red rum? I don't know if any of you have watched that, but I do like a little history of rum. And rum was used more or less as a currency. So, if the Gold Room is Fort Knox, what are the gold bars? The alcohol, it's not there. The rum, the spirits, the whatever, that is not there. They remove it when they close the hotel. Okay, so you said, Goldfinger showed that Fort Knox is robbed. We could throw a nice party. You would have to bring your own supplies as we remove the booze. Tells that the function of this place is meaningless as the booze has been removed. Yeah, just like Fort Knox. If there's, that's the theory, right? That's the conspiracy theory, that there's no gold at Fort Knox and our currency is not backed by actual physical gold or silver or any precious metal. And rum was considered a currency back in the day, or alcohol in general, right? It wasn't just rum. Interesting. Some 007 films tell the future, some tell the truth about the past, just like The Shining. Really awesome comment. Thank you, Juzu. Steve M is replying, okay. Some funny business going on in 2001, A Space Odyssey 2, Steve M says. I definitely remember the wheel-shaped space station reverses rotation several times. Easy to miss because the shot/camera angle has changed. 2001 was a promotional film for the Apollo program. And you said, I haven't really ever watched 2001. I know that sounds like sacrilege, but I'm just being honest. And if you're telling me, Steve M., that the space station is wheel-shaped, well, I'm sorry, those chandeliers all over the hotel, whether it's the lobby, whether it's the Gold Room, whether it's the Colorado Lounge, whether it's the hallways leading up to these rooms, those chandeliers are wheel-shaped. They are. They just are. Hold on, let me see if I can get yeah, these chandeliers. These are the bigger versions. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. These are the bigger versions in the Gold Room, but they're all over the hotel in smaller versions too. So, what's up with the wheel? Thank you for pointing that out, Juzu. Oh, no, not Juzu. Steve M. Remember the wheel-shaped space station? It was a promo film for the Apollo program. Interesting. Yeah. Tankard of Tales, the James Bond scenes seemed like they were filming a commercial or a practice movie or a simulation. The fake moon landing stuff came from Capricorn 1, 1978. Peter Hyams, the writer, said he was inspired to write the script because of the moon landing in Watergate, as what if the moon landing was fake? Interesting. You should check out Capricorn 1. It's a very good movie. I'm so surprised how many people that believe the fake moon landing has never saw Capricorn 1. Yes, I'm assuming you never saw the movie. Like, I haven't, you know, I don't know about Jizu and Steve. I don't know what you guys have seen. I haven't seen Capricorn 1. I wish I had more time to watch movies, but, you know, que sera, sera. I will definitely think about it. Yes, I will. So thank you too, Tankard, for this comment. Simon. Feast for the intellect, Miss M. Thank you, Simon. Thank you. I will watch the video and leave a comment. Thank you. Cynthia. My glasses won't let me see it. Cynthia Zaiden. Excellent job. Thank you, Cynthia. Rich and Law. Excellent program. Thank you. Thank you, Rich and Law. Cynthia Zaiden educating me about film terminology. I love it. MLS equals medium long shot. Okay. Thank you. Cynthia also says Doc is also the name of one of the dwarfs. Yep. I covered that already, but it's, you know, more than one person noticed it, so that's very interesting. Cynthia, time clock equals they are owned by the hotel. Yeah. Yep. That's what a time clock means. You're punching in, like, and when you punch in to work on the time clock, like during that time that you're there, they basically own you. Right up until you clock out every day. So, good observation, Cynthia. The blackboard moved, the door moved, and this is Wendy's warped perspective. Very possible. Very possible. I wouldn't, you know, who, like, we have, like Tankard keeps saying, we have an unreliable narrator. Is that person Wendy? Or, like, whenever Wendy is involved with something, we need to, like, really, really concentrate and really pay attention, because we can't really trust anything when she's around. Like, I don't know. We can't trust anything we see because we don't know whether it's really happening or it's just a figment of her imagination. Like, whatevers. Cynthia says no smoking signs equals Wendy's smoking habit. Possibly. No smoking signs, but there's like ashtrays everywhere in the hotel. But again, it was a different time. There were ashtrays everywhere. Kitchen maze equals kitchen equals maze. Wendy needs breadcrumbs. Yeah. Breadcrumbs. That's directly from Hansel and Gretel. So, like, if Wendy is Gretel, like, who's Hansel? Is it Jack or is it Danny? What's going on? In through the outdoor? Yep. Wendy's point of view equals straight chairs. Reality equals crooked chairs. Ooh, wait a minute. I don't know. I just don't know. Because, gosh. Wendy's point of view equals straight chairs. Reality equals crooked chairs. Or maybe it's the other way around. Either way, there's like something wrong with that. The chairs should not have changed. You know what I mean? So I'm saying, I think it's, excuse me, straight chairs are reality because like they're fixing up the hotel for the winter. So they probably like push those chairs in just perfectly to leave them there for that way for the winter. And I don't know. Wait a minute. So, okay, whichever one it is, straight chairs, crooked chairs, doesn't matter. When Susie walks in with Danny, reality changes. We go from Wendy's point of view to reality, or from reality to Wendy's point of view. When Susie walks in with Danny, something about her entering with Danny causes a shift that causes the chairs to change. What is up with that? What is up with that? I mean, maybe I should go over. I mean, just my frame by frame visual kind of like walk through or talk through the movie. Okay, that's one thing. But I do want to come back and do videos about stuff like this, like really, really, really zero in on specifically stuff like this. Like if there is a shift between Wendy's hallucinations or Jack's hallucination or anybody's hallucinations and reality, like how do we know what's reality and what ain't? Like in my opinion, we've established, or I've established, or it's established, I don't know, that maze is just not there. It's not there. So like why though? If the maze is fake or just a product of Wendy's imagination or whatever, like what does the maze really mean? You know what I mean? Same thing with room 237. Does it exist? We don't know, and we can't be sure. That's the weirdest thing now. Wendy, you're saying Wendy's schizophrenic, maybe racist, never. I don't know, Cynthia, because like if the inside of Halloran's bedroom is basically like what she thinks, how she thinks a black man would decorate his bedroom, that if it's not racist, it's at least like rude to just assume that he would have nudie pictures. You know what I mean? I don't know. And this is the most intriguing one, Cynthia. Well, not the most. You have some really good comments here. I like them all. But this one, the hotel equals number 8. So I think you might be referring to the chairs, and I counted off, I think 7 of them, was it? And number 8, some people say it's for the viewer, because it's like the back of the chair is pointed towards the audience. Or you're saying that the hotel is an actual character, and a character that could occupy that 8th chair at the bar. Interesting. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'm into it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Oh, and Cynthia writes, thank you, Miss M, and keep on trucking. Thank you so much. I will try. I'm going to try and get into it. Now, this is a reply. And like I said, I don't go through John's comments because there's so many of them. You're free to. You're free to go through them. Ay. There's a lot of them, John. There's a lot. John writes about Halloran and Wendy and Danny entering into the kitchen, fire exit, and there again, the radiator figure only seen before with a Hollywood producer, Freddie Decordo. Oh, Lord, okay. In the opening, and the dry cardboard cluttered around the radiator, something incendiary. Playing with the matches, the twins, the dwarfish cabriera, the ancient... Oh my. Oh, again with the usury. Yeah, I know about the usury, John. Who was... playing with the matches, the twins. Okay, I get it. Took me a while, though. Twins, they represent Jacob and his twin Esau. To Abraham's son Isaac, and his second cousin Rebekah. Jacob is also symbolized by ladders. Okay. Twins also represent the number 11 in numerology, meaning divine pairing 2. Okay. All right. Greek mythology, Gemini, and NASA's second human flight mission with 2 astronauts, which would precede uh, Apollo missions. The last flight was November 11th, 1966. 1111, a sign of spookery. Everybody says that. Like, I've seen that in so many places. Dionysus. This is Dionysus's comment. 1111 is a sign of spookery. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Like, or if it is a sign of spookery, like, but why though? Why is 1111 a sign of spookery? I need to know. I need to know. In the film, they are murdered as a sacrifice for the hotel, with Danny being next in line, wearing the Apollo 11 sweater. Okay. Whether or not the NASA moon landing connection is true, Kubrick was keen on what was really going on there. He might have been. He might have been. And they are being killed by a tomahawk. Tauma means twin, and oh, Lord. This is interesting. Thank you, John, and thank you, Dionysus. And that's it for the part 9 comments. You guys give me so much to think about, and you guys come up with so many good ideas. I'm just, don't know, don't know what to think or how to process it all, but it definitely is thought-provoking, and I love every second of it. I love every comment. Except the mean ones. I don't like those. I think that goes without saying. I'm going through all of these, opening up. Okay, Juzu. At the 1 hour mark, the Goofy doll in the string points to how the Goofy astronauts were filmed to be in smaller gravity, as they had high cranes and strings attached to them, and this can be even seen on some of the footage, but especially it can be proven by calculating that they are not following any gravity by counting the frames. It's impossible to notice by naked eye, but film and calculations reveal it. Glass jar beside that points to helmet, baseball glove points to pressurized suits, making using fingers almost impossible, which isn't seen in the footage. Hot air balloon in the corner connects to the rocket. Oh, I see. You're analyzing Danny's bedroom. Okay, I see what you mean. Glass jar beside that points to helmet. Baseball glove points to pressurized. Maybe. I'm not sure about this, but maybe. Hot air balloon, yeah. And that's just an insane amount of details in just Danny's bedroom about how that aspect of it was faked. Okay. This is again Juzu, 3750, room 237 is carefully crafted to expose many subtexts of The Shining the same way as the making of The Shining documentary. At least a couple of the main people know much more than they are willing to say, but their messages are hidden in the documentary through all sorts of methods. For example, on what clips they use on all sorts of films, as they are all actually connected to Kubrick's filmography, even though they are not presented as such. It's made like an onion. You can peel more and more during your research in the film itself, same as with the making of documentary. It's impossible to really prove this without screenshots and lots of text, but just one taste. From the start of the making of the documentary, in the film, Danny is not actually brushing his teeth, even though they claim he was. That's true, we don't ever see him brushing his teeth. But in the beginning of the making of, Jack is brushing his teeth. You're right. You're absolutely right. And what do we see in the mirror? Vivian doubled like the twins, with the red shirt like the blood, Jack even pointing out the shirt. Yeah, he does. He absolutely does. He says that she's like wearing a cute sweater or something. The bathroom is pretty much like the Boulder bathroom. The bathtub has yellow soap in the position of the yellow rubber ducky. And this all is shown by the documentary like there wasn't anything more important happening during the year of filming, I guess. Jack is not smoking in the film, which is an important aspect of a certain subtext, but here he starts by smoking, even though he doesn't inhale at any point, and we immediately see a no smoking sign, and later we see definitely not smoking as Kubrickian humor confirmer. Interesting. There are two girls visiting Torrance's suite with the same dresses as the twins are having. Yeah, I think those are, oh God, James Mason's daughters. Having the girls related to, yeah, there you go, James Mason, a.k.a. Humbert in Lolita. What's the age of those girls? About 8 and 10, like Hallman said. Next time you watch that documentary, look at it from the perspective that it's all scripted and all acted, and it becomes obvious. And the incredible thing is that just like The Shining, almost not one detail is there without purpose. Nothing is wasted. Also, in the beginning, Jack is complimenting Viv's looks. Little later, he comes out from the bathroom, zips his pants with a bloody hand. I never noticed a bloody hand, but I'll just take your word for it for now. While in the background, there's a black mask from essentially Eyes Wide Shut. Kubrick wanted to make that film since the 60s, and that film is like The Shining 2.0. I believe that. I sure do. These are just small tidbits. Things about the room 237 are harder to explain. It's built by people, at least a couple of them know Kubrick thoroughly. As a key for those that research Kubrick, and especially The Shining, one dude is talking about the scene of Jack reading the Playgirl magazine and talking about the girls coming in with number 13. Is it number 13? Okay. All right. Number 13 jersey. His baby is crying, and we just leave this moment play out for 10 seconds or so, and that whole thing is left on something that had a theatrical release. His voice in that moment is also trying to hint that, hey, this is a hint. Also, the person focusing on the number 42 is actually hinting at some other major subtext in the film. It is connected to 42 years, not the year 42 though, and neo-Nazis and war. They just cannot reveal too much, or that couldn't get released. And also, it would get absolutely ridiculed even more, as like Jack Nicholson says in one of his films, you can't handle the truth, is just the reality for most people. Interesting. Interesting. That's a lot to process, Juzu, but thank you for it. It's all very interesting. Anno Domini says, just one more comment. No, you give as many comments as you want to, Anno. Don't you hold back. Just one more comment. Found just now a video called 10 Things The Shining the Lost Version by the channel Minty Comedic Arts. I'm going to have to take a look. Anno also says there's a video about that red book. Yeah, I've seen it. I actually mentioned it in one of my videos. About the red book on Ullman's desk called The Shining? Called The Shining, How a Red Book Could Explain Everything, by the channel Max Dera. It might be of your interest. I have seen it already. And he also says, oh, that Ullman Theory video is interesting. The same channel has another Shining video called The Tony Theory. I just tonight watched the Ullman Theory. I have yet to watch the Tony Theory. I will let you know what I think about both. And it also says, go ahead and you can, check out, copy and paste this into the YouTube search and go and support Anno's channel, Silent Movie Enthusiast. Anybody who likes silent movies is okay. So let's get him views and subscribers and everything. Anno also says, so the gatekeepers are at it again. I think so. Tankard maybe tried talking some sense into me today about the copyright claim thing. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I've lost my mind entirely, but it just seems so weird. All of a sudden, three copyright claims in a row, and I was like, okay. But yeah, thank you for all the comments, Anno. Don't ever hesitate to comment. I love them all. Tankard of Tales, thanks, Miss M. Awesome video. I'm not sure why you got a copyright strike. You're not playing the video. I'm not. That's exactly it. I'm not. Crap. My wife put a gif of Danny riding in the hall in my Amber Theory video, and it got a copyright claim. How dare they? Ooh. So we superimposed the video with blots. I guess that's one solution. Why do they make everything so difficult? It's obvious that we're not trying to, like, pass off that clip as the movie. Like, seriously. I'm not a fan of the edit, and getting a copyright claimed on a meme picture seem weird, but I believe the owners of the Shining movie wants every penny. What penny, though? Like, you're not monetized, I'm not monetized. They're not getting any pennies from us. They're just not. Does make me wonder how... you can see it. Viewers, listeners. You can see it. I don't have to read that whole thing out loud. Makes me wonder, too. Makes me wonder, too. And the sheer quantity. The sheer quantity is awfully suspicious. Let the gatekeepers talk. Don't respond to them. Thank you. Yeah. Usually the gatekeepers are trolls trying to make you feel bad so they can feel good about themselves. Others are afraid to realize what they thought was true is completely wrong. I'm guessing a good number of the gatekeepers are you-know-who fans. But who is you-know-who? He's not a Stanley Kubrick specialist. He's not a filmmaker. He's not a psychoanalyst. He's a guy that posted a blog in the early 2000s that assumed that Jack was an R-word. I'm editing it for you. That Jack was R-wording Danny. Yeah. Yeah, and again, I can talk, I can speculate. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but like I said with the Wendy theory, in one of my past videos, like last year, like when not like right after I started my channel and started doing my videos, but like not that far after, I kind of put two and two together pretty quickly. And, like I said, the Wendy theory video, that is not original to the creator of that video, unless the creator of that video and the creator of the blog that I found with the very same idea from an earlier date are one and the same person. That's the only way. It's not plagiarism. So, there, I said it. Yeah, so he's the one that posted a blog in the early 2000s that assumed that Jack was R-wording Danny, even though Wendy spends more time with Danny. From what we can see, yeah, she spends a bunch of time with Danny. Okay. And again, like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Like, where did that idea come from? Either, whether it's Jack or Wendy, like, where did that come from? I think you know what I mean. Are the gatekeepers copyright striking? I don't understand how, if they need a copyright material of something to make a claim. I believe you can ask YouTube who is copyright claiming you. I need to figure out how to do that. I really need to figure out how to do that. I'm not an expert by any means yet, so we'll see. You need to check out yourmoviesucks.org YouTube channel and the Cool Cat Copyright War. There is a series of videos must watch for YouTube channel creators on the copyright rules. Looking forward to part 4.5. I'll talk later on Twitter. Thank you so much, Tankard. Like, yeah, he kind of talked some sense into me today, so I'm a little less paranoid now. Thank you, Tankard. Steve M. A great video, Miss Sam. I tried to make a comment an hour ago, but it's been memory hole. No, it wasn't. I just needed to approve it, like I explained in my reply to you. Still learning. But thank you for the comments, Steve. I appreciate them all. Rich and Law. Oh, there it is. The thing I was sharing with a buddy. About Miss M's innovation. Thank you. I don't know if this is an innovation. It's just my way of doing it, I agree by instinct that there is something Kubrick is teaching, showing, but never saying in so many words. He is teaching us how to shine. I really, truly believe that. He's teaching us how to shine. He's teaching us how to analyze art. He's teaching us how to analyze text, speech, colors, all kinds of stuff. Like, all kinds of stuff. I kind of like the secret on every page of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Part of the fun, part of the process. is the discovery by oneself of the secret on every page. Thus the secret is never described as such. I need to look at that. I've never heard of that. Great channel, by the way. Happy Day of Art all. Thank you so much, Rich and Law. I appreciate it so much. So very much. You guys are awesome, and I love doing these videos. I love doing my viewer mail videos. I love doing my Shining series, my Kill Bill series, my hopefully soon to start Full Metal Jacket series, and other stuff. And I can only hope that you enjoy at least a little bit of what I'm doing. So thank you so much. Carter Burton writes, Ziegler rolling that billiard ball around and tapping it on the table and eyes wide shut. Yep. Like, what was that about? What is that about? What is it about these damn balls? What's going on? What's up with the balls? I need to know. So we shall, I'm gonna have to get into more stuff. Thank you, Carter, for the comment. Steve M. Traditional media has been losing a lot of revenue from sites like YouTube, and there has been a definite push to take over and make it just like cable TV. It seems that way. It really does seem like they have their little stars that they promote the hell out of, and like, you can't convince me that their algorithms are not manipulated to force people to pay more attention to those like high subscriber count channels. And the high subscriber counts are just totally, it doesn't make sense. Like, that many people are subscribed to, like, whatever. It will fill in the blank, like whatever channel that you know of that you might be subscribed to yourself, and you see these crazy subscriber numbers like 6 million, 7 million, 10 million, like, and upwards. It's like, really? I know it's not just the United States, but still, that's a lot of subscribers. And you're telling me, like, and their view counts for their videos, it's like, and they're not like these spectacular channels either. It's just like, people doing makeup or stuff like that. And I'm like, seriously? Like, that many people care about makeup? Okay. All right. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's going to reach a tipping point. Steve writes, it's going to reach a tipping point sometime, and small independent content creators are going to jump ship. We're not going to jump ship. We're here because we want to be here. I'm not going to jump ship, hopefully, unless I'm forced out. And like, but they're just making it so that in my paranoid opinion, I think they're making it so that they're making it so hard for a small channel like my channel, or Tancred's channel, or Exorcist Reviews' channel, or who else? Anno, his channel, and his music channel, and his silent movie channel. Like, they're making it so hard for people like us to get the attention we need in order to get subscribers. Like, yeah, maybe our videos are not the best videos ever. No. But I know it's my channel, I'll just speak for myself. My channel is a niche channel with niche subject matter. But I know there's more people out there who might enjoy this. There's more people out there who just enjoy listening to people talk. It's great for, like I said, it's great for like when you're cleaning the house, working out, doing dishes, cooking, walking the dog, whatever, and you just need something to fill the air to help you concentrate on your task or whatever. And you pick a subject that you enjoy. Some people enjoy art. Some people enjoy film reviews. Like, there are like the we were talking about it a second ago when I was reading the where is it? The Ullman theory. That video has like a good number of views, but the channel, the whoever, oh, I forget who it is, because I just watched it today, but the channel only has it has less subscribers than I do, and I only have 331, and the channel that does the almond theory, they have less than that. They have 200 and something, and I'm like, how do they this is an awesome video. Why does this channel not have more subscribers? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna jump ship, but they need to make it more fair. They need to make it more fair, and they need to, with the copyright claim bullshit, why even tell me? You know what I mean? I'm ranting, sorry, but why even tell me that there's a copyright claim if it's not a big deal, right? It doesn't affect my channel. It's not a copyright strike. Copyright strikes make you ineligible for monetization, as far as I understand. So copyright claim, just explain to me what it is, but don't make it a thing. If it's not a thing, it's not a thing. Whatever. I do think you're right, Steve M. And this is what I wrote in the comment, my reply to Steve. All of these ridiculously high subscriber count people are represented by agencies. That's what people don't know. I haven't been researching it, but I've been keeping an eye on some shit. Here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I've been I've been observing things, noticing things. And what I've noticed is, a lot of these high subscriber count people, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitter, especially Instagram, TikTok, all of these people with ridiculously high subscriber counts are represented by agencies. They're working for an agency, which makes me wonder, they present themselves as just, ordinary people who wanted to vlog their lives or just make videos about whatever and, and put it up on TikTok or put it up on YouTube or IG, when it's wait, is that a complete lie? Were they really did they apply? Did they audition? Or were they scouted by these talent agencies? Maybe they did start out as just a whatever channel. And then the agency found them and said, okay, we can totally jazz up your channel and you need to play a character and whatever. That's what I'm thinking. 'Cause, yeah, a lot of them are represented by agencies, if not all of them. The high subscriber count videos. That's what, there's so much deception. Thanks to Stanley, my Stanley, or like the English people say, we'll call him our Stanley. He's taught me to spot bullshit pretty quickly. Like I said, he is totally educational. He's taught people to be more skeptical, more critical, more observant, and just to think, to use your natural logic, to use your natural common sense, and when you look at things like the stuff I've been talking about, this social media thing where they won't let the little guy, you and me and Anno and Tankard and whatever, they won't let us even get close to monetization. And I'm starting to wonder, is this just sour grapes on my part? Or is it, is my paranoid, just, what do they say? Just because you're paranoid don't mean they're not after you. Maybe it's a little bit of both. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Let me know in the comments, because I love them. And like I said, all of these ridiculously high subscriber account people are represented by agencies, whether it's IG, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah. And I guess they think nobody will notice. And now that I've said this, y'all keep an eye out when you do social media, when you do YouTube, check out a person's a channel's or a page's or whatever account's bio. Does it say that they're represented by the agency? And if it doesn't say in their bio, that doesn't mean they're not represented by an agency. I don't think there's any rule that says they have to disclose that information. But one day I was going through an IG page that I enjoy. And they were blogging, or not blogging, but just posting on IG about like they took a trip somewhere, and they said, "Oh, I've got to meet with my agent. I've got to meet or my manager or something like that." And I said, to myself, I said, "Manager? Wait a minute. I thought you were just some lady who likes to cook. I thought you were just some, interesting person, interesting lady who likes to cook and serve up the videos of her cooking on Instagram. I didn't know you had an agent. I thought this was all you. And you work tirelessly at doing your videos and promoting your stuff. Oh, I didn't know you had a whole agency backing you. Shit." But, that's let me stop with my rant. Because there are people like good channels that I follow on YouTube that have been around for years and years and years, and they do awesome content. They are hilarious. And they don't have anywhere near 1 million subscribers. Not even like anywhere near 100,000. And they've been doing it for like a decade. So, and their shit is good. So, it's rigged. I totally, maybe that's just me being bitter, but whatever. Carter writes, Apollo 11 used the Saturn V rocket, 2 gods and 2 numbers. The Jungian duality thing, if you think of the aspects of those 2 gods. Interesting. Apollo is an oracular god that shines. Saturn is the Grim Reaper. Wait a minute, Carter. Hold on, Carter. Apollo is an oracular god. I mean, does oracular mean that it has to do with the sun? Like an oculus? Or, Apollo is the sun god, right? Wait a minute. And this movie is called The Shining. Where do we get, like, what celestial body provides a whole lot of light, shines quite brightly in the daytime. Yeah, and all of the other light natural in the world is a reflection of that. That's the sun, and it's Apollo. Oh, good heavens. Okay. Saturn is the opposite, I guess, what you're saying here. Saturn is the Grim Reaper, decay, and harsh, overbearing, depressing weight. He's also the god of the Golden Age. Oh, the Gold Room. The number symbolism of the 11 and V is too much for me to process right now. Yeah. Or you can even think of it as like, the number 11 is just 2 lines. And when those 2 lines converge into a point, it forms a V. Or a 5, right? Roman numeral 5. Think about it. I hope I don't mess you up in the head even more. But thank you, Carter. And like I said, this happens with Kubrick. All of a sudden, you catch an epiphany and can't get it out of your head. Lesai. Right? Thank you so much, Carter, for your comments. Law. Hello again, Law. That was fun. Hello, Shiners. I really enjoyed all of your comments, and I was just puttering around. Then I heard something familiar, and Miss Sam was reading my comment. And I must say, it's really nice to be involved in an interactive community about the most interesting film ever made. Keep on shining, you crazy diamonds. And I'm so happy you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Law. And you said diamonds? There's some diamonds in this movie, too, That's another topic for another time. Thank you, Rich and Law. Trusty Films regarding mirror images. The most mind-blowing thing I found out was that the route which Danny takes around this hotel on his tricycle is a mirrored version of the route he uses to trap Jack in the maze. Emoji for mind blown. And I said, yeah, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Trusty. I didn't know that. I'm going to read it again because this is important. Regarding mirror images, the most mind-blowing thing I found out was that the route which Danny takes around the hotel on his tricycle is a mirrored version of the route he uses to trap Jack in the maze. So maybe the hotel is the maze, and like the maze doesn't really exist. What in the world? What in the world? Lord, thank you. Thank you, Trusty Films. Simon, Leventhal. The next 2 hours are going to be just fucking great. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it so much, Simon. You guys are awesome. These comments are awesome. Reading them is awesome. The fact that I get comments is awesome. I enjoy it so much. And look at this. Here we are at almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I said I wouldn't go over 2 hours. Why do I lie so much? I can't figure it out. But if you're still watching, if you made it this far, you're awesome, and I appreciate you so much. I'm going to stop torturing you. I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy. This is it for viewer mail, comments. I'm going to call this part 5, because why not? Now I have to find another thumbnail. But, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying my analysis. Like I said, I'm going to try to be getting on the ball once again to do Shining Part 10, Kill Bill Chapter 4. Hopefully I'm going to get back to FMJ, do another Hunter painting, do some more like rum breaks, do some more art. I don't even know what to call them. They're not really reviews. They're just me talking about Hopper, about Leonardo da Vinci. Like I said, I'd like to do Salvador Dali next. Maybe Jonathan Mies. Maybe one of you said you liked Hieronymus Bosch. I might get into him and do a video on him. We shall see. And that's that for now. So you guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, listening. New viewers, thank you for being new. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And all of you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you know somebody who might like this nonsense. I've talked a lot. Don't know if I said anything. Let's hope so. So until next time, you all. Until the next time, when I find yet another reason to talk at you, I will go ahead and bid you bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody.